Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Know your soul. Know your soul.
Okay, guys. So it's worse than I thought. So I went on YouTube and you guys' number one passport, bro, dropped a video called "How to Stop Dating Domestic Women," and he had just dropped the video. I'll show you here. And during the course of within an hour, he had almost 2,000 views from people wanting to learn how to start dating foreign. Okay, this isn't a passport, bro thing. This is a things are worse than I thought thing. From the status of men. And ironically, somebody just told me like, man, dirty folks, you're not a regular dude. I'm like, I got two arms, two legs. I just had the balls to do things. Um, he gave a list of 8 things to do to get a foreign woman, and I was confused. Not because it was a bad list, but because it's something that men's supposed to do anyway. He talks very slow because he's from Austin, Texas, so he has that Texas, swag. So I took the liberty of making a PowerPoint slideshow with the 8 things that he said to do. And I'm going to share with you. And I need you to understand that everything that he said to do was to avoid American women so you can concentrate on foreign women. But everything that he said to do, I'm just like, yo, that's just good daily life advice. I got an opinion on this, but I'm gonna save it to last. Let's go through the 8 reasons that he said how you can avoid American women. Let's get through it. Number one, unfollow undesirable people. Basically, what he said was don't follow American women. But me and Mr. Goodbread had this conversation before, and a few of my other friends, that sometimes you got to start a new page. Sometimes you don't need the family and the high school friends that you grew apart and they know you, but they don't know your metamorphosis. You just have to avoid, in general, you should unfollow undesirable people. I don't think that's an American or a gender thing. I think that's just sound information. Second, work overtime. Now, the reason that he said to work overtime is so you can have enough money to go overseas every season, every 3 to 6 months or whatever. But working overtime, if you're single, then work. What else are you doing? You might as well work overtime. And men are the most likely to work overtime. Men will put in extra hours. Toddlers just want to get off an hour early. So working overtime so you have more money, or having a um, second, third, or fourth stream of income so you have additional money. That's just solid adulting. 3, don't drink alcohol or do drugs. His reason being is if you drink alcohol or do drugs, that you might sleep with an American woman. My whole thing is don't get so drunk or so high that you fuck with ugly girls. Like that's my thing. Don't wake up with fufu next to you. So once again, for whatever reason, sound advice. 4, have self discipline. Self explanatory. 5, join a peer group. He's talking about joining their Facebook group for guys who want to go overseas. For us, it's the Marry Your Secretary peer group where we go over tolerability lessons. We also have, whenever I get to 1,000 subs, wink wink. Mama, once I get to 1,000 subs, we'll start a peer group for how to tribe up to be able to rebrand and run our own economy right here, plugging into the system, and how to do things in other countries as well, from a position of power though, not from a position of we going to try to find a girl. But I'm all for peer groups. Every gang, clique, crew, frat, lodge, club is a peer group, and I have no problem with joining a peer group. Even though in this particular situation, I don't think their peer group has a logo. I'm way for peer groups with logos. I'm not here just for joint interests. I need a logo. Even if I'm bowling, we gotta. If I'm on a bowling team, we got matching shirts. But I'm with that. Six, learn a new language. He says you should learn a new language so when you go to different countries, you can communicate with the women. First of all, women can't communicate. Toddlers gonna toddle. Women talk a lot, but they're horrible communicators. But I do agree that you need to learn a different language. As a matter of fact, before they exchanged gym and study hall and music and language out the school, all those things were mandatory. You had to be able to exercise and swim, or if you didn't go to gym, you had to go to ROTC to get discipline. You had to take a language. My sister took French. I took Spanish, and you have to be around people who you can practice with, which we did in high school. We learned a different language. Um, so Americans are the laziest linguistic people. Most of the world speaks two or three languages. Americans are just self-centered. So I agree with learning a new language, but you just need to know a new language anyway. Like right now, I'm currently studying um, Chippewa, and my mentee is in Japan studying Japanese. Makes sense. Um, so yeah, learn a new language, but do that for you. Don't do it to not be able to communicate with women in a different language. Number seven, exercise. Yes, sir. Exercise. He says that you want to be physically fit for women out the country that's physically fit, and you want to get your sexy on. My whole thing is just like the, just like everything else. You should exercise. Keep your blood rate, your heart pumping, your blood rate flowing. Uh, Lose weight. Keep your dexterity. Yeah, you should exercise, bro. Like for real. Like me and Jesse Parks got a bet right now. Who can lose the most weight in 30 days? You should exercise, regardless. Eight, travel often. I don't have no ill will toward that one. You should get out. My thing is, he said that you should travel often because the misnomer, the sidebar of that was there's a ninth one that wasn't on his list, but as he was saying, the eighth one he was talking about, that you got to understand that if you're only going out there every 3 months, every 6 months, once a year, whatever, she's sleeping with other people. If I'm gonna if I'm gonna do this whole list, let's go through the list again. Hey man, it won't let me be great. There we go. If I'm going to change my circle, get my money right, not get so fucked up that I mess with people I don't want to deal with, be self disciplined, be around my peers after I change my peer group, find new peers to be around so I could be like the four people around me, learn a new language, and exercise. I am not doing at all that and then saying, yo, but it's cool though. She can smash other people 3 or 4 months while I'm gone. And the reason I say that is because if you're gonna do that, you can do that here. Girls cheat on you here. The only difference is, well, ain't no difference. Down there, they professional fight promoters. They never tell you about the downside about how those chicks try to set you up to get robbed when you're a foreigner. But they get you robbed in Chicago, New York, LA, fucking Florida, Atlanta. Tyler's gonna talk. Once again, I don't have a problem with the list. I think it's a great list to live by. I don't understand what it had to do with getting foreign women, but this is what amazed me. This is why I said it's worse than I thought it was. From the comments, the likes, and the support that this channel was getting, what it showed me was that guys don't know how to do the simple things. I come over here talking from a position of power because I want to get 3-letter license plates and maybe a UN slot. But that's my personal thing. I want my people, my tribe, the guys around me to have a system for their race. Even if we have to rebrand our race, to have a system for your race, to have a farm system that suits you. That is just man stuff. That's the reason that you guys want kids, so you can have a legacy, so you can create a lineage. I want the same for all of us, tribally. What's amazing me is that men are so distraught. They attach their manhood, their masculinity to femininity or lack thereof so much that for them to do what's best for them to be physically, mentally, and emotionally and economically straight, their inspiration has to be guys, I want you to be great. I just know it's just bad. Follow the list he gave. I ain't got no problem with the list. But what you guys need is structure. What you guys need are the guys. These are individual man solutions. And you should, as a man, individually, you should be physically, financially, socially, your hygiene should be right. All that is true. Do that anyway. What I'm noticing is a pattern of guys saying, not only when y'all say y'all going your own way, y'all mean that shit for real. And that's why I keep saying, man, when everybody say go their own way, I say tribe up. Y'all individual goals, going out here branching out and encouraging other men to be by themselves is bananas to me. It's bananas to me. To keep a woman in order, to keep yourself in order, to keep your entire circle in order, to keep a moniker of respect, to keep your financial situation up. That's part of tribing up. Once again, whether it's a gang, crew, clique, frat, tribe, lodge, that's part of tribing up. Wingman pussy, guardian pussy. We talked about that earlier. Bro, if it's just about the sex and a girl following this, I love you guys, man. I need you guys to love yourself, man. Take the tolerology course, man. I'm gonna see you guys this weekend at the study group, man. Whew.
Dirty folks.
Toddler tales are crazy stories that could only happen to me. Each tale is endorsed by Toddlerology and the Marry Your Secretary courses. In a world where toddlers are only loyal to her employer, learn the skills needed to train your toddler to work at your relationship like she works at her job. There's courses for every level of your relationship status, including polygamy. Need support? Join scheduled study groups with other Toddlerology members. Click the link below. And now, back to today's story.